There is a vibe in the air, and it's shadows. Yep, that's it. That's the vibe. We're going with the shadow talk for quite a while, actually. So if you feel like you've stumbled across an entire new series, I did mention it yesterday. However, we're gonna dive deeper and deeper into these things so we can kind of really understand shadow healing, shadow work, and what it truly actually means to be involved in these things. Because everyone has their own concepts, and there is, a lot of truth with that everyone has their own concepts for shadow healing, but there is this true foundation for it, and knowing the foundation really is the first step anyway to getting a better idea of how to be like better at this and just improve your relationships with yourself and other people and friendships, things like that. So I'm shuffling these cards for a reason, I promise. This again is the Pleasure Oracle, but we are going to be pulling some cards from my basic deck too. So, just to get an idea, these are basically prompts, basically oracles, basically a general idea of what you need clarity on, what you can do for your next step, or if you really want to be like future telling, you can do that sort of thing too. But generally, this is just a good idea of what's coming up, what you need to face, what you need to work on at the present moment. So, we're going to stop shuffling. These cards don't fly out like my other decks do. They're a little more flimsy. Come to me. Manifestation is a process of selection rather than literal magnetism. This is so true. And I've been talking about it for like the last 2 videos about how you really need to understand what you actually want in order to manifest it, because we get this idea that we want something, but then we end up getting the thing and it's not really what we wanted. So just saying. That means co-creating your reality with the universe, picking your timeline and what happens therein. With every choice you make, simply wanting certain types of relationships isn't enough. I don't know why that was so hard to say. To call them in. We're self-determined and autonomous beings. We can do better than wanting alone. Exactly. The want, the desire, like those things, I feel like desire is a little bit more of a power word than want. Just saying. But yeah, so like just wanting something isn't good enough. Because you could want like some long lasting relationship and then you end up being with that person and it's not what you expected, because there's like a lot of reality to relationships and it's like, oh well, damn, this isn't what I really wanted. Why did I do this to myself? Just kidding, sort of. But like just wanting something isn't enough, because you can first of all, the universe knows what's ahead anyway. The universe knows what goes on behind closed curtains. And the thing is though, like just wanting something is not a true desire anyway. It's not a true, like, it's not gonna fulfill your soul. It's not gonna fill your soul. Yeah, so hopefully that makes sense. We'll dive deeper into that, what that actually means. I'm sure like generally you can know what I'm talking about, but it's kind of really hard to actually decipher what you really need, desire, what's better for you, basically. From a place of cosmic power and agency, decide, then work on a deep subconscious level to truly accept your decision by understanding your worth and deservingness a priori. There's nothing wrong with a little come to me language when manifesting lovers, but remember you're really coming to them, so step wisely and create affirmations that affirm your agency. Actually, practice what you preach. I think that should be said at the end of that too, because it's kind of what it was saying. But, if that's what you really want, be about it. Be communicating to the universe through like affirmations, which is really just you communicating to yourself what you really want. and then just be about what you actually want to manifest. Like, be in the knowing that that's what you actually want, what you actually desire. Again, desire being a more power word than want. But yeah, so gosh, just getting into really understanding what you want. I keep saying want and it keeps bugging me because it's not the word we want to use. Like, knowing and understanding what you need, what's going to fulfill your soul. I'm going to say that because I know it's like, oh, well, I can manifest more than just what I need. I get that, but at the same time, like, what we actually need is what's going to actually fulfill our soul anyways. That's just why I'm using that as the comparison, because we need things that fulfill our soul, or we won't be grateful when we receive. It won't be enough. Ooh, I like this card. Erotic visions. Are you holding the vision of exactly how you want to feel? What erotic North Star are you chasing? This is your invitation to pursue your most sensual, fiercest, most audacious vision of yourself and your satisfying life. Daydreaming isn't enough, though, honey. Equally as important as your unique vision is your plan for getting there. What can you do right now, in this moment, to get you closer to living your wildest, wettest dreams? What can you do today, this week? There's no waiting and wishing is an empowered, pleasure-filled life. There's only doing. There's only this precious present moment. See what I mean? You gotta know, we gotta go through so much of this shadow work just to understand ourselves better, because, like, we'll get the thing. If it's all just handed to us, first of all, like, there's not a natural process for that. That's not a natural process, just receiving. Like, if you just were like, oh, presto, I want a boyfriend, here he is. See, that doesn't sound exhilarating, one. Maybe it sounds exhilarating for some of us. I don't know. Maybe it is a little kinky. But the thing is like, you're not really going to be that grateful for whatever it is you desire. I'm not even just talking about relationships. I mean, like, job, money. Like, even if you're super passionate about something, creating, like, there's this dryness of repetition that we get, and that can throw us off to, like, our manifestations and creating abundance through what we do. So it's also important to test yourself and explore. I was talking about exploring in the last video, the shadow video. You should definitely watch that, by the way. So yeah, this is like a series of videos that's gonna take us through exploring our shadow. But, like, for real, like, being embracive with your exploration is really important, because you have to really know yourself, and you can't know yourself if you're not exploring and trying new things, which seems kind of like silly, because it's like, well, I'm trying new things, what does that have to do with my personality? There's a lot to ourselves that we're not fully aware of. So the more that we get involved in exploring, you know, by reading new material, trying new creative processes, new things and ideas, like, just trying something new can really help us explore more of ourselves by allowing us to taste different things, feel different things, and then we can get a better idea of who we are and what we enjoy and what actually brings satisfaction to our lives. Because the key here is satisfaction. Like, it's so important to have this satisfaction, because if you're not satisfied, you're not happy with what you're doing, well, one, it's just gonna unground you, unbalance you, and it's just not gonna be a good time. So it's really about exploring yourself, and that's why the Pleasure Oracle, I really like this new deck. I'm just gonna boast it up, because it allows you to kind of think more of what sensuality and intimacy is, because it's not just so much about, like, trying new moves or, you know, fantasies, erotic role playing or things like that. It's not even really geared towards that at all. It's geared more towards yourself and exploring yourself, which there's a lot of romantic intimacy with exploring yourself or your partner in that sense of consciousness, because you can understand something better. And there's nothing more pure than understanding, like really truly understanding something. So that's why we break things down, and that's why we explore and try new things and write down how something makes us feel, like what our response or our reaction is towards something. So just understand that that's why that's a part of that process, because it helps us get a better sense of what we enjoy. So I hope that was redundant enough for you to understand that, you know, exploring new possibilities, it may seem scary and it may be really thrilling for you. I'm not sure. But either way, like, just getting a sense of slowing down when you're going through this process of exploration is super vital too, because you can really understand yourself and reflect on yourself, on how you respond and react towards the world and things happening. So it gets you a better idea of, you know, what brings you true pleasure and joy, and what is just like in the moment thrills. Like long time pleasure, getting a sense of balance with yourself is super it's the goal. That's the aim here, because having this just sense of security, mental security, and just knowing that everything is okay in any present moment, even when there's chaos afoot. I mean, there's, you know, I guess a lot. Uh, anyway, but the thing is we explore and we try new things to better understand ourselves, so we can be happy with what's going on and be present with what's going on in our immediate world, and get a sense of like grounding that we can manifest on our own by ourselves in any given moment, so we don't have to rely on something like specific, like technology, therapy, or anything like an object, smoking, drinking, whatever it is. Like there's this like vice. Food's a really bad one too. Like I know I'm really, really bad for snacking, so you know, when I'm like bored, or it's like a kind of like, sometimes I just can't stay still or just watch something without snacking, and so I grab a snack because I just want to watch something, because of the conscious attachment to snacking on something when I'm watching something, because it gives me something to do, and so my mind's focused on that subconsciously. All of this is subconscious. You can bring this to reality and conscious reality, so you can understand why you do things a certain way, but subconsciously these things happen, and you can come to a realization. So you're breaking these habits down, so they're not habits anymore, and you can create a better sense of grounding and a better sense of rituals. You can get healthier rituals and better habits for yourself when you acknowledge them and understand them better. Not just like, oh, well, this is what I'm doing. The acknowledgement isn't enough. I know that it sounds silly, but the acknowledgement isn't enough. Understanding why you do things helps you grow out of them. Like it sounds silly or unnecessary, probably, maybe, but it's really important, that process, because it just is. I can't really express it. You just have to understand that knowing why you do something a certain way is really important, because it helps you adapt and change and grow. Okay, anyway, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's reading. Oh yeah, you know what? I was gonna pull a couple other cards from my other deck. Hold up. we're only like 14 minutes in anyway. Usually I run these a lot longer. Ooh. Yes, so getting a better idea of what you want in your reality, that comes with test and trial, but also like it's also important to realize that we can't test and trial everything in life. So the universe is, that was just my light falling. The universe is going to test us in different ways so we understand what we actually want versus what we think we want. Sometimes those things are complicated, sometimes they're not. Either way, important. Whew. Okay, well, we'll see what that card was. Yeah. Well, the first card that we got was Judgment. So really, again, understanding what you want and desire and getting a better conscious idea of that and what you need and what's going to bring soul satisfaction. Then the Death card was the second card that we pulled. So letting that old version of yourself die, letting that version that had attachment to things die, let it just break the chain, because it's not the snake eating itself anymore. It's the Death card. So let old things die so new things can begin. See, I know that this is a dark card, it is, but there's like all of this decay, but then there's new life coming from all of the decay. I'm just saying, it's the circle of life here, bro. And then wealth comes through abundance, mentally, spiritually, physically, monetary. So just understand that's why the process happens that way, because you want to be happy, but you have to understand what actually makes you happy. That was the highlight of the entire video. I made you watch this entire video just so you could hear that sentence. Okay, love you guys. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Bye.